Time now for Sid at 6-0. This is where I get 60 seconds to talk. Start the clock, please. Here's what's on my mind this morning. There was a moment this season when I thought genuinely that umpires were out to get the Jays. Then I thought, that's not true. Then I watched Tuesday's game in Chicago. The Jays ran into this guy, umpire Doug Eddings, seen here being in control. This is the type of performance he had in the Jays-White Sox game Tuesday night. Keep in mind, the pitches you're about to see, which land outside of the white box, are not strikes. They are balls. How did Doug see it? Let's take a look. Dylan Cease on the mound. Strike! No, it's not a strike. It's a ball. Santiago Espinal's upset. That's one missed call. Strike! No, it's not a strike. It's a ball. Terrible. Watch this one. What is it? Hit! No, that's not. That's a ball. That's low. How about the hit? Terrible call. Awful. There's a few more here. Strike! That's not a strike. That was outside. It was pretty obvious. That's not a strike. He missed 29 calls that night. Most of them against the Jays. Again, I want to stress to you at home, he's being paid to make the right calls, not those calls. Ben Nicholson-Smith of Sportsnet always makes the right call. He's joining us now. Is it me? Because I remember a time, Ben, the 2015-16 Jays were fun. They also had reputations. They had reputations of complainers, of the world is against us, and I believe that team could have gone a little farther had they had a slightly better relationship with the umpires calling the balls and strikes. What's going on now? Is it just kind of a fluke thing, or is there something more to it?
Well, first of all, have you done any umpiring? Because your strike call's pretty good.
I appreciate it. It's crickets in here, Ben, but thank you for giving me that.
Very, very good. Yeah. Now, as for the Jays, I think that they are a group that's generally respected. I don't think that they have a reputation as complainers. They're a young group, and Eddings obviously missed those calls for both sides and mostly against the Jays the other night. But I think this young group of Jays hitters is mostly composed, and I don't think they have a reputation as complainers.
Okay, so hopefully it was just a one-off, one of the worst umpiring performances of the season. Not the first time we've said that involving a Jays game and an umpire. Hopefully things smooth out. All right, let's take a look at the schedule. They're in Milwaukee tonight. Jays still in the wild card discussion. Next week, though, the Red Sox here at Rogers Center to start the week. Then a weird 5-game home series with the Rays where you have a doubleheader a week from tomorrow at Rogers Center. You don't really see that often. How big, it goes without saying, but how big is next week here, Ben, for a June series?
It's massive, and I think especially because the Yankees are just unbeatable right now. Like, they walked off the Astros again last night. Aaron Judge is just doing incredible things. So the Yankees look as good as I've seen them in 20 years. The Jays are fighting for that wild card right now, with the intention of putting more pressure on later in the series or in the season. But next week is big. I mean, the 5 games in 72 hours against the Rays, that is a tough weekend of baseball they have had. And they're going to need pitching. And this is a team that needs to add more pitching, so they're going to need to really figure some things out. But they've so far kept things pretty interesting.
Ben Nicholson-Smith of Sportsnet, by the way, on Sportsnet.ca, he has a great column he posted this week on all the moves potentially on the table for the Jays ahead of the August 2nd trade deadline. There's only one now in Major League Baseball. It used to be 2, just the one. So it is a big one. Check it out. Ben, enjoy it next week especially. We'll talk to you soon. Appreciate you, man.